you can talk to someone who not only cares about your story, but cares about you. Please reach out today. Thomas P. Murphy once said, "Minutes are worth more than money. Spend them wisely." At Minutes Wisely, we take that to heart. Our mission is to decrease veteran suicide by providing life-changing experiences for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. We believe that we can make a lasting impact by rekindling a sense of purpose and fostering community through sponsored tickets to sporting events. These experiences are not just about the game, they're about the moments that can change lives. A simple sporting event can boost joy and instill a sense of renewed hope and purpose for those who have served. Join us in making a difference. Become a moment maker and empower a veteran with rediscovered hope. Visit minuteswisely.com for more information and to get involved. Together, we can make every moment count.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of MBR. And guess what? We're live on Facebook. I have no idea what's going on, but for the past couple of weeks, we've been having issues, and I'm looking at. I have my iPad right here rolling, and it's working. So,
Hey.
well, hello, Facebook. Welcome back. Before we get started with sports, I just want to say, mention what's going on in America today. And I never want to talk about politics on any one of my podcasts, but I just want to mention, no matter what side you're on, there's probably 100,000 mothers right now sitting in America worried shitless. And I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to let everybody know that I'm praying for them. I'm praying for America. I'm praying for the Iranian people. I'm praying for peace on earth. And I know it was a hard decision that the president had to make last night, and I pray for the president. I pray that he finds peace, and I pray that Congress finds peace. The whole 9 yards. This is way bigger than us. It's way bigger than sports, and I just felt like I need to mention that. God bless these mothers and fathers that are out there with their kids that are in uniform today.
For sure, man. It's my son's enlisting in the Guard next week, and it's a discussion we just had in our house last night about it.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I hope that the Ayatollah Khomeini, I hope he heeds the warning. American people do not want war with the Iranian people, but we realize that the Iranians cannot have a nuclear weapon. So I mean, it's just a tough decision all the way around, and and here we are, just pawns in the little world that these people run. So, all right, with that, the Detroit. I'm going to talk about the Detroit Tigers first. They are sliding. I know Eric and I, we go back and forth on this all the time. I feel like this team is not ready for a run. They're starting to slide right now. Is this? And again, I realize there's 162 games in a year, and you're not going to go 162-0. Baseball is an up and down sport. You want to get hot at the end, not at the beginning. And when this team was hot in the beginning, I was just like, yeah. Last year they got hot at the end. That's where you want to get hot, right? But I don't know what's going to go on. The baseball minds in Detroit, they are obviously a lot smarter than me. So I'm hoping they have they pull some strings here at the trade deadline and make some moves. And hopefully they're big purchasers pretty soon.
Dude, you're more critical of this team that's 48 and 24 than you were of the team last year that was 35 and 40.
100%.
You do realize that, right?
100%. And you know why? Because back in the day when this team was stacked with Miguel Cabrera, Maglio, pitching were lights out, and that team couldn't do it. So I'm looking at that team. If that team can't do it, this team definitely not going to do it. So it's all psychological for me, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think this team. When is a good time to slide? I mean, there's not a good time, but when would you rather have a slide? I think now's the perfect time. They got an 8.5 game lead. It's before the All-Star break, so I'm not overly concerned.
Yeah, I'm always concerned with this team just because I don't know if it's because there's really no superstars other than Scooble. I mean, you have some superstars in the making with Riley Green and possibly Torque and a couple other guys. I think Carpenter looks pretty good, but I just feel like they're not there yet. That's all.
I don't know. I think they're there, however, and it doesn't have to be a huge one, but I think that because baseball is so psychological, there's a chance for the general manager to kind of send a message to that ball club by making even a small trade to get a name in there to tell the team, like, hey, we're going for it this year.
Yeah, and I think that's a strong possibility. Scott Harris was on the Detroit Sports Talk Radio and said they are going to be buyers at the deadline. So I'm waiting for a move to come in. I don't know, man. Every team is struggling. Look at the Yankees; they're struggling right now. Look at the Dodgers lost a couple series. Like,
there's 162 games in the baseball season.
You're not going to win every series, and to nitpick every game is a bit.
You're not going to play well through every stretch.
Right.
You're going to have stretches. I completely agree with that, but it's like you were saying, Josh, it's a mental game, so don't let it go too far. That's what exactly you gotta watch, and that's what I'm worried about with this team. If, from my unbiased third-party opinion, they don't have anybody to pull them out of the gutter if they get there. Scooble can't do it. He pitches one. He only plays one every 5 games.
Exactly. That's my point.
No matter how good he is, he can't pull him out of the gutter if he had to. So don't get there.
Yep. I don't think we're there. I don't think we're there yet. So
no, but don't get there.
Yeah.
But don't get there. Don't flirt with it.
Right. So what Richard is freaking out about is we lost 2 games to the Rays, who are the hottest team in baseball right now. Who the Rays are on their.
Oh, it goes back further than that.
The Rays
lost to the Pirates.
1 game to the Pirates,
and they
a doubleheader. 1 game that was the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and so on inning of the day. Like, you lost the 2nd game in a doubleheader. Like, and it was the bullpen start. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not too concerned.
They looked horrible yesterday. Their defense looked bad. Like, are they getting tired? Like, I don't know what's going on, but
but I mean, they have one of the best records, and it's 162 games. I think that they can have a couple of bad games.
That's
right.
And you had a really long Thursday. That was, you forget, they played 19 innings on Thursday. Yeah. They were playing baseball from 2 until almost 11, straight on through. So
they win games when there's not a lot of runs scored. Like, you guys either let them up or you don't.
I think it was the first game against the Rays. Was that the game that went to rain delay for an hour?
Yep.
Man, they got so screwed in that game. Like, why did they call it when Rogers is up to bat with 2 strikes? And let him finish. Of course he's going to strike out an hour later cold. That was complete horse crap.
I think it's going to be because there's so many teams, like even some of the teams that don't have a winning record, like the Braves. The general manager, Alex Anthopoulos, said that they're not going to be sellers. He was like, I'm looking to make a trade to send a message that we're not selling. Chris Sale isn't moving anywhere. I don't ever say definitive statements, but I'm saying it definitively. He's not moving. I think there are so many like mid-level and, good record teams that don't want to sell this year. I think the price for trades is going to be astronomical. That's why if I wanted to make a trade, I'm trying to make one right now, because if you wait until the last minute, you're paying, my Lord, hundreds on the dollar for whatever you get.
Yeah, I agree. And there's three wild card teams now, so like everybody makes the playoffs.
Yeah, no one wants to admit that they're sellers other than the Rays.
Well, unless they're in the pits, and they're supposed to be there. But
yeah, but there's not as many.
Nobody admits to it. It's like you're saying.
No one admits to it, and even less people admit to it, and that's why. I mean, probably even more of a reason that it was shocking that San Francisco got what they got for pennies. Like, I mean, that was one of the weirdest, awful
That should have been
trades.
stopped by the commissioner, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it really should have been. I mean, that was that bad of a trade.
I mean, they didn't give anything for him. That was insane. If I'm the Sox, I might as well fold it all in and trade Story too and trade everyone that I can, because that was an awful trade.
Yeah, yes. 100% agree, but they're winning now. I think Devers was a clubhouse cancer.
I mean, they're winning. It's been 2
You
games.
think Devers was a clubhouse cancer?
I think so.
I think Boston treated him like a dirty rag.
Yeah. I think he was an environment.
been a
Like, he
clubhouse
was a
cancer
reaction
there,
of
too.
his environment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying what I'm saying is, like, how he was treated aside, he had a bad attitude afterwards. And I think
would too. I would absolutely too. I think.
Yeah, I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying he wanted out of there. So I think that trade was more so like to get Devers out of there than it was to get back.
They may win a couple games, but they didn't get better. There's no way you
that's
can't
what I'm
argue
saying.
me in a
Sure.
million years. They could win every
Maybe
game
no,
this season.
no, they absolutely
Maybe the cohesion is better right now for a week or two, but eventually the stuff on the back of his baseball card they're going to need.
And they didn't trade for it.
They didn't trade for it.
No.
This wasn't. They didn't have Brad Pitt back there saying, "Well, we need 100 RBIs and we got it."
Doesn't math.
No, what'd you get? I don't even know who did they even get? I don't know these.
Another pitcher, Kyle.
Kyle Hendricks, maybe
Hendricks.
Yeah, they got no one.
Who are they?
They got absolutely no. That trade. Put that trade into your PlayStation game. It gets rejected instantly.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why I don't understand. I mean, shortstops are going to be at a premium, and there's a lot of teams that would need one. If that's what the Sox are going to do, just go ahead and get rid of Story too. Get rid of everyone that is over the age of 29 and restart. Because I mean, also realistically, the Sox aren't making a run in the AL. So
no, they're not. And they have a good young core. Marcelo Meyer and Roman Anthony and Campbell. Those are good young kids. So now would be the time to trade off all the old dudes if you're going to do it.
Yeah, you're not selling and restarting. You're reloading for 1 to 2 years from now.
Right. And that Devers contract was terrible too. So they offloaded a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. But
they owed.
I mean, just about every contract for any name in baseball is terrible these days.
Right.
Devers is only 28 as well. So
yeah. No, I'm not saying I like that trade. I'm just
no. I know. I'm just saying, like, it's just like it doesn't make sense in any direction you take it.
Well, yeah, that was the face of your franchise, and on Father's Day night, at 5:00, the trade rolls through. Like, I don't know.
On the other end of it, though, San Francisco looks very good. A little scary.
Looks great, and they got a motivated guy that'll play any position.
And it's a good park for him. The first hit he had, he drove right into Triple's alley and got a double.
Great park for him.
Yeah.
Can we touch just real quick on the?
He was taking reps at first base.
Yeah,
so,
he said
he's ready to go.
He'll play wherever. Real quick, can we just touch on the Mets getting swept? It's just the best. Love it. Love seeing Juan Soto not be great. Love seeing the Mets suck.
Tell me about it.
It's just good for America.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you guys, how annoying is Juan Soto? That dude just bothers me.
Yeah, because
the worst.
He's that spoiled only child that got everything he wanted, and he shouldn't even be on the team.
And he's one of those guys that, like, one of my least favorite. Like, if the ball comes close to him, he takes offense to it. Like, they're gonna pitch you inside. It's baseball. They've been doing it for 100 years.
Right?
Yeah, it's okay, buddy.
They might hit you a couple times.
Yeah,
you got all the padding on for.
Meanwhile, on the flip side of that, like, all class, and I hate to give a Dodger any credit, but Ohtani gets hit and goes, "Hey, it's okay. I know it was retaliation. This is part of the game. Y'all stay in the dugout." Tells the other dugout for the Padres, "Hey, it's okay. I get it." Like, that's a dude right there. He's the like, if Juan Soto was a superhero, Ohtani would be his arch enemy. He has all of his powers in reverse.
Yes.
And it's hard not to like Ohtani. Like, he's a great guy. He plays the game right. And you know what? He's a dog.
Yeah. Dog. And he's a good gambler.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that a lot. He owes that dude way more than whatever he got.
Oh, yeah. But if I'm that dude, I'm taking the fall for him, too. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I did it.
Yeah, that man fell on a huge sword for Ohtani. Huge.
And I'll tell you, I know everyone wants to clutch their pearls. MLB was smart for, being like, okay, we believe it, and turning their eye. They can't afford to lose a talent like Ohtani. That was smart.
Oh, no,
I would have done the same thing.
That got swept under the rug in a day, erased from ESPN.
Yep. I would have. If I'm the commissioner, I'm throwing the blinders on instantly. Hey, you said that you did it? Sounds great. You did it.
Freaking Pete Rose.
Yeah, it was almost like a no hablo inglés.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, why you can't? We can't afford to lose a talent like him. He is generationally good. He's amazing. He's as good as
he's one of a kind.
What everyone thought Daisuke was going to be when he went to the Red Sox. Plus, he hits.
He hits well.
Yeah.
And plays the field.
And yeah, he's amazing at everything. Built like a horse and steals bases too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's insane.
I mean, 50-50 is wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I hope the Tigers make a move before the end because
you guys need to go after
Skeens.
Skeens.
Trust in the owner, man. Ever since
I cringe. I mean, I would pay it regardless, but I could not imagine what the price tag is going to be for Skeens if they even.
You got
to. I agree, but I got to think that like it starts with your top 5 prospects and then probably one guy in the majors.
And I'll give you Clark, McGonnell. Pick your 5. Who cares? Let's go.
Gleyber Torres. He's so.
But the Pirates are stupid too, so they may just trade him. Yeah, they may just trade him.
Try to wrap O'Neal Cruz in there somewhere too somehow.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Who do you have for the championship tonight? Switching gears.
Yes. Oklahoma.
I don't know. I feel like it's whoever is more liked by the NBA. So
it is.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
There's a referee that did some jail time that would agree with you.
The crazy thing is, like, the team that's won, it seems like it's been a blowout on both sides. Like whoever wins is a blowout.
Yeah, I'd like to say OKC is hotter and that they're going to take it. But, I mean, I think it was something like 90 to 60 something going into the fourth quarter last game when Indy took it. Like, every game it's 2 different teams playing. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think Oklahoma City's the better team. I just think
Indiana for sure
has been playing really well.
Indiana's just pesky.
Yeah, they're hot at the right time.
And I want to give the shout out to the man who invented Ring doorbell because there's been amazing video flying around of the Stanley Cup ringing doorbells at the 5.
Oh, that was great.
People up, man.
Oh, those dudes are going wild. Brad Marchand's on a bender.
Yeah. And I saw that somebody had busted the cup. There's a big crack in it now. Which is,
can't have anything nice. This is why we can't have nice things
all the time.
Yeah, I imagine that's a pretty common occurrence.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was pretty happy that the Florida Panthers won, even though I have no affiliation with the Florida Panthers. But as long as Canada doesn't get the cup, I'm happy.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing Canada continue their drought.
Yeah, and a guy that owns a suite for the Florida Panthers, he's a friend of the show, and he actually offered us up a suite for a game if we ever wanted to go down to Miami.
Oh, that's dope.
Hell yeah. He's actually he was a Top Gun fighter pilot turned investor and did very well investing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I interviewed him on my other podcast, TSP, and a very interesting dude. But yeah, so tonight's gonna be a big game, Game 7. Probably watch it as long as nothing happens in the world and I have to, they cut the feed. That would suck.
Just go around the horn. Who's everyone got? I got OKC.
OKC for sure. Yeah.
OKC.
I don't even know. I haven't watched a second of it.
I haven't either, but I'm just going with OKC because
Yeah, I'll go OKC if everybody else says.
Jason, who'd you get?
Indiana.
Okay, there's always one.
Yeah, there's one in every crowd.
I like the Pacers.
They definitely, just because of the last game, got the heat coming with them.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. I mean, my preference would probably be them winning it. It would be neat. And also, don't care that much.
Yeah, I just like underdog.
Yeah.
And I guess they're from the East, so I mean, may as well pull for the East.
Yeah, I guess so. Might as well.
Why not?
Eric, did you want to touch on the golf last weekend?
Oh yeah, wild weekend at Oakmont. That course was eating those guys alive.
That was wild.
It was that putt that JJ Spahn had at the end, the 54 or the 64 footer was that was quite wild.
Seen it before. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that
rain
was
delay.
insane.
Yep, rain delay, and then they come back, and it was tough. And did you guys see Wyndham Clark destroyed those lockers and kicked out Oakmont for life?
Yep.
Almost 100-year-old lockers, and he kicked the shit out of them. And
What was the score of the winner? Was it plus or was it even?
no, it was -1.
He was the only one though.
Yeah, only one.
Wow.
Yeah, St. Burns had the lead going into the day and shot fired like 80. So
Yeah, he had a horrible day.
But I like to see it like that.
Yeah, I bet you he still hasn't slept since then.
Oh, yeah, there's no way. He's riding so high after that. That putt probably made for the rest of his career now.
Oh, for sure. It was one of the most iconic moments in golf, for sure.
You know, it reminds me of the Tiger Woods putt that framed the Nike symbol just perfectly. I'm like, this dude just retired after this putt.
The commercial.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That was dope.
Yeah. So also the College World Series is going on right now. What is
heartbreak for Arkansas, man. Did you guys see those series of plays?
Yeah.
It was like, it wasn't hardly hard. Like, I thought, I did feel bad, but it was like, at what point it's like you just did it to yourself.
It looked like a blooper reel.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was just mental mistake after mental mistake.
But that's the game. We were just talking about it. That game is so, mental. You got guys that are all-stars at second base that can't make the throw to first anymore all of a sudden. It's such a mental game.
Yeah, you got to feel bad for that kid, the outfielder, though. Like, that's terrible.
I don't know what happened on that play.
That's rough.
I think it just the moment ate him up. I really do think that's exactly what happened. I think they had a team full of guys that just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Did y'all see Jair Alexander got signed with Baltimore? Baltimore signed a receiver too this offseason, didn't they?
I'm not sure.
They did. It's escaping me at the moment. But, yeah, they still have the rest of their squad. Still got Henry. Still got a good defense. And they signed Jair Alexander, who's pissed off now. It's going to be tough to see who's going to contend with that kind of a team.
Yeah, but can they do it in a big moment? Like, how many times has Baltimore been the number one seed?
Jackson just doesn't have anything.
Yeah, they struggle in that big moment, but I think they're getting closer every single year. And Kansas City's not as young and the threat that they were. They have Reed and Patrick Mahomes, so they're always a threat, but they're not the foregone conclusion that they're going to win it. If Lamar and the Ravens stay healthy, I do think that this could be the year that they do it. They have so much talent on that team.
Yeah, I would imagine the NFL is going to let it push through one of these years.
They got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Josh Allen going to push through too?
Buffalo's got to do it at some point too.
Yeah, and they just signed. It's a under the radar signing, but linebacker Shaq Thompson, who, when healthy, is a difference maker. That's going to be a pretty mean guy to have back there, and they still have everybody. I think James Cook decided to stop pouting, and he's going to play football instead of holding out. So they're going to have a pretty scary team, I think.
Yeah, the AFCs, there's a few juggernauts now for sure.
Yeah, it's not a good time to be in the AFC. It's not a terrible time to be in the NFC though. That's pretty much up for grabs.
Yeah, for the
I would agree.
I want the Lions to win. Damn it.
I could see the Lions taking a step back this year.
Yeah, I could see them taking a step back too because they lost their coordinators.
They lost their coordinators. A lot of what happened last year was talent, but it was also being really hot and getting things going. Yeah. I as much of a good team and a fun team as they were, I don't think that they were what their record was. And I think that this year is going to show it a little bit more, especially because they were way too stagnant this season. Other teams made, plus moves. I think that they're going to take a step back. They're probably going to get dog walked by Green Bay. The Vikings are probably going to be tough for them. I mean, everyone in that division is probably going to be very tough for them this year. I don't see them having near the same level of success.
I would agree.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that loss to the Commanders was such a kick in the nuts too. Like,
it was a huge kick in the nuts. And I wonder if, because we saw a lot more of I saw a lot more of what I think Jared Goff is towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's what he starts showcasing to everybody instead of the person that he was showing at the first part of the season.
I agree.
And unfortunately, they don't have anyone in waiting. And that was kind of a head scratcher this year because with as many people slid, the kid from Texas, even Shador, even though he's, wildly unliked, he's still, you can't deny that he is talented. There were so many talented quarterbacks that slid third, fourth, fifth round that Detroit could have snagged and been like, hey, maybe this will be our guy in waiting. And they're just all in on what they got.
Yeah. Yeah, Golf is, I would say, what the hell is going on here? Eric throwing me a curveball.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. I think Jared Goff is like above mediocre, but below very good. And if he goes out, like they have zero confidence in Hooker because they proved that last year when they brought in Teddy Bridgewater at the end of the year. So it's like
I just don't think Hooker's good at football.
Yeah, so
he obviously isn't.
Exactly. So why are you messing around with him? Like Josh said, why didn't you pick somebody up in this?
He's draft? Got a cannon though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
guess
for a reason.
I don't know. I think I would have done what Dallas did. Dallas, and I hate complimenting them, was pretty smart, but they paid pennies for a very high upside backup from the Patriots getting Milton. Like, why not do that? He started a couple of games and looked salvageable. Anything, because they're at a point of if their above average quarterback Goff goes down, they're completely lost.
Yeah,
done, cooked.
That would be tough.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing? Are you getting rid of Bridgewater? Are you bringing Bridgewater back, who's 45?
Yeah.
Yeah. He pull him from his high school coaching days and get him back on the field again.
Yeah, don't do that.
You did that
last kids like that. He's a much better coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man won a state championship and was on the Lions the next week.
In like 1 year too. He won that state championship by just coaching what he had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm really looking forward to this year, but I'm also very nervous.
I think it's a very unpredictable year, especially for the NFC. A lot of people think that San Francisco is going to take a huge step back when really, if you look at what they did, they trimmed a lot of the fat that they had on the team. They got younger. They could still be pretty competitive. The Rams are going to be freaking dangerous. Yep. The Cardinals could be pretty freaking good. Kyler looked very much so revamped. McBride looked like a top 3 tight end in the league. There's just so many teams in the NFC that could pop off. Everyone hates the Cowboys, myself included, and I can't deny that there is a lot of talent on that team, and they play a lot better when Dak is in the game. Washington, young, out there. Like, it's going to be an interesting year for the NFC.
I like Washington, yeah.
Yeah, and don't sleep on the Eagles either. They haven't lost.
Obviously, yeah.
True. Facts.
Like, there's just a ton of mediocre to good teams. It's much less clear-cut, and there's a lot less, like, juggernaut battles going on in the NFC as there are in the AFC. Whereas in the AFC, you got to get through Kansas City. You got to get through Buffalo. You got to get through the Ravens.
The Chargers.
The Chargers. Look at the Chargers. They're going to be good too. Chargers will be good, especially if Herbert.
Yep, and
Herbert steps up.
Jim is a smart coach because in my opinion, it's a very challenging thing to get these millionaires motivated to play a kid's sport again. And I saw him putting patches of their accomplishments on their jerseys, and talking about their, like, oh, this is my all-pro, this is my, and you could see them light up talking about their accomplishment, and it reminds them that they're playing for that too. And I'm like, man, what a smart, way to coach these millionaires.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. He's super weird, but man, he gets kids going.
Hey, that makes for a good coach. Especially coach.
I wouldn't want to be in the AFC this year. Oh, yeah, and then Denver. Bo Nix made me look like an idiot. Being an Auburn guy, I thought Bo Nix was trash, and Bo Nix looked amazing. They're going to have a good team. They just signed J.K. Dobbins, who I think J.K. had the highest yards after contact in the league last year. They still have good wide receivers. Their offensive line is okay. Defense is very good. They have probably the best corner in the league. Like, that's a dangerous team.
Yeah. Yeah, AFC West is stacked, other than the Raiders.
Yeah. And even the Raiders are going to be no slouches.
Poor Raiders.
I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were last year. Geno is not a top 5 quarterback, but he's definitely not a bottom 5 quarterback.
Look at what he did in Seattle.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Yeah. And they have one of the best young tight ends in the league. They now have one of the best young running backs. They have one of the most underrated wide receivers, Jacoby Myers. Like, that offense is going to be dangerous, like it or not.
And Max Crosby's a dog.
Oh, man, I would love to have him. That broke my heart. I wanted Detroit. I'm not a Detroit fan, but I wanted Detroit to sell the farm for Max last year.
For him.
Yeah. That would have been a great home. And that dude is just, like, I can love Aiden Hutchinson all day, but give me Max Crosby over him. Like, he's just a nasty dude.
Dang.
And instead, Detroit just decided to play the practice squad defensive end instead.
Yeah, they really did nothing
at all. Myles Garrett was sitting there. I guarantee you Myles or Max could have been had for 2 first-rounders plus a third.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably less for Myles because Cleveland does dumb shit, Like, look at what the Browns do.
Yeah, they would have taken anything for him.
Probably. You probably could have talked them into, taking on Watson's contract in exchange for Myles.
Yeah. I mean, it essentially could have been the Devers trade, but the football version.
Yeah. That's what killed me because of any year to need a defensive end, last year was a great year. Both of those guys could have been had. He's got to get off of the AOL internet.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it was very concerning last year when they didn't make any moves especially after, you see Aiden Hutchinson went down and they just sat on their hands.
Yep. And even being a homer, there's just so much buzz about what could be the Panthers' offense this year with Tet.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about the Panthers this year.
Yep.
Have you heard that Ohio State theory?
Yes, and I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
Ohio State wins. We play Jacksonville first game.
And J-Lo gets a divorce all in the same year.
J-Lo gets a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're lining them up. But I just think
that's no shot.
It is if Renfro returns to form, he's scary. The Horn kid from Colorado is electric. He reminds me of Steve Smith.
I like that.
Tet is great.
Yeah, he's good. That's what I mean.
Huge
They've got
target.
a lot of draft picks that have had time to develop now, and then they've got a lot of new guys, and they put weapons around Bryce.
Sorry, dudes.
That's all right. We're just talking about random things that'll never happen. So,
okay. Well, that was hurtful.
Just kidding.
But they're going to have one of the top offensive lines
in
the league this year.
I hope they can get off to a hot start.
I think that they could, and it's easy for me being a homer, but when I start seeing more and more buzz in the training camp about what this offense could be, I'm like, damn. Now, knowing what our defense is, our offense is going to have to score 35-plus points a game, but they could.
Yeah, I got the weapons, that's for sure.
Yes. So
y'all see they officially John Jones retired. They stripped him of his belt. Boy, I tell you, the UFC is in trouble. That was probably the last name that they had. Maybe you could throw Pereira and Holloway in there, but John Jones was the last. Like, you put him on a card and everyone's going to come watch it. Like, they are in trouble.
There was big fights yesterday, right?
Who knows? No one cares anymore.
I saw ABC had him on for free for a little while, but I didn't watch.
I wish the old school boxing would come back.
Yeah, UFC killed that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always watch the next Jake Paul fight.
It's terrible. Freaking terrible.
Yeah. I think he's going to dig up Muhammad Ali and fight him next.
I wish he would just fight a real fighter for once so he can get rid of this guy.
Well, he kind of did when he fought Tommy Fury and lost.
He does. He creates content.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it works. We all watch it and we're all talking about it. So,
oh, yeah,
absolutely.
And he's not ever going to stop. He's not going to fight a real fighter. He's going to just keep creating content.
Yep. I wonder if we'll see John Jones sign with like the PFL or something else and start fighting somewhere else and making more money.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd be down. Anything to knock the UFC down a peg because they've just been killing fighting for the longest time.
All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to work.
Peace.
Gotta skedaddle early.
Have fun.
See you, man.
Deuces.
All right. Well,
now there are 3.
Anybody got anything else? I am taking a group of 12 veterans to a Nashville Sounds game. Minutes Wisely.
Nice.
We're slowly getting back into it.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm looking I'm looking forward to it. The only problem is like the weather finally broke and we're back into Satan's anus season. So
yeah, I was out there for a run this morning and it was brutal.
Not fun.
No. Before we hop off, just to touch on someone that can't get out of their own way, Shedeur getting a speeding ticket. And I know it's just a speeding ticket. But my God, the guy cannot get out of his way.
Yeah, I wonder if he used the term legendary when the cop walked up to his window.
I'm just like, man, doing 30 over, like you're not just speeding. That's at the point of reckless endangerment, and you got to know the optics of it. I'm just like, what are you doing, man?
Well, it's spring training too. It's like, what are we like? Who's watching him?
Yeah,
you know what I
mean?
Like,
it's spring training. It was like 5 a.m. What are you doing, dude?
Right, and there's a report that he didn't show up for an earlier speeding ticket, so he didn't even show up for court for that one.
Eesh.
His father did not do this boy any service at all, man.
I mean, I could see what he was trying to set up for him, but he's taken it the wrong way because his dad, Dion, was a flashy guy. He was, but he wasn't a troublemaker, and he was really, really good.
But he let
he had more talent to back it up too.
He let his play back it up.
But so yeah, he's really good. So like, I just don't. I think it's on him. I think it's on Shador. I feel like Dion would probably shake his head at it and be like, I can't help you at this point. This is the law, and you're in the professional football league, so National Football League. You're on your own, kid.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Somebody should be with him. He's got enough money. Hire a mentor or somebody your age to just always be with you and be like, hey, this is a bad idea. We're not going to do this.
I don't think that he could lower his ego enough to allow that person around him.
That's true.
100%. Yeah.
That's true.
And not to mention, before even all this stuff came about, they're saying he's even on the bubble to even make this team.
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to go. There's too many quarterbacks on that roster.
Yeah, they got like 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, they got Kenny Pickett. They got Deshaun Watson, who he'll start on the pub. But so we won't even mention him. But Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shador Sanders, they're not rolling in to the 52 with 3 or 4 quarterbacks.
Well, and like Joe Flacco's there.
Joe Flacco's making it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's
without a shadow of a doubt.
So he's there.
Dylan Gabriel's making it. He was their first or second round pick or whatever.
I was about to say Pickett. They've invested in him. So like you really got to show out here. They didn't invest anything in you. They got you all late and whatever.
Yeah, 5th and 6th round picks get cut all the time.
He should be doing his best to be the first one at practice, last one to leave, not out at 5 o'clock in the morning getting speeding tickets.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that Pickett is probably the easy man to be the odd man out because they probably didn't see themselves drafting this many. But I think that Shador is making it a close race.
Yeah. He should have took the Tom Brady route. Got pissed off that he fell to the 4th round. And like John said, first one in, last one out. And prove to the owners you didn't make a mistake by picking me.
Yeah. All he's doing is proving to the rest of the NFL that they made the right choice.
So much, yeah.
Exactly.
Every other team in the NFL right now is saying, "Oh man, I'm glad we don't need that in our clubhouse."
Fact.
Facts. But if they drop him, does somebody else come by and pick him up for peanuts?
He'll make the practice squad with somebody for sure.
But he's going to have to at least show enough worth to not be a cancer.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's players, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, both had enough talent to be on a team, but they weren't worth the circus that came with them.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he's good enough to be on a team. So
he's borderline at this point.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
All right, well, apparently, according to our schedule, we still have 3 hours to talk.
Oh, nice.
We're about 45 minutes in right now. So anybody else have anything before we shut her down?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, I have the pleasure of entertaining 11 other veterans today with the Nashville Sounds.
Have fun.
Looking forward to it.
Have fun, man.
Yes.
Stay hydrated.
Go Sounds.
Definitely stay hydrated.
Who are they playing?
Drinking lots of water. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next Sunday.